his place, even though to our perception and the surface level of what he was about, he's still coming from a place of love and unity in a way. Here's the part I love the most. In the end, we will ask ourselves, was Andalusia here or there, on the land or in the poem? So he starts to very briefly approach this idea of the reality of the land, the exile having no homeland. Later on, we're going to look at Cristina Rossi, who is a Uruguayan poet who fled Montevideo to go to Barcelona during the 1972 military coup. And at the end of one of her poems, that's not in your packet, she says, "Did there ever once exist a city called Montevideo?" Meaning, like, that place that I've missed so much, was it even real? Did it even exist? And after the coup ended, Peri Rossi makes the heartbreaking decision not to go back to Uruguay. She says, "I won't trade my first exile for another one." So it's this really heartbreaking realization of the exile, that it's not just that you're exiled from your home, it's that you were never home. That there is no connection at all. It's kind of a dark and lonely, but something beautiful about it. So he approaches it here. He's unwilling to have fixity, and so the second poem starts, how can I write above the clouds? So we're talking about writing in inscription and clay tablets, marking this idea of permanence, and he's talking about writing not on the clouds, but above them in the sky. So even to write on the clouds, you can picture like some letters in the smoke, but he's saying like writing in blue space. How can I write my people's testament above the clouds when they abandon me as they do their coats at home? My people who raise each fortress they build and pitch on its ruins a tent, nostalgic for the beginning of palm trees. So once again, denying the fixity of place. My people betray my people in wars over salt. But Granada is made of gold, a silken word woven with almonds, a silver tear is in the string of a lute. So once more we'll see images that don't belong together, conflated together, one of his favorite tricks. Skipping down a little bit, so here he is writing to the other, how I love you, you who have broken me, string by string, on the road to her heated night. So the lover and the enemy really are the same thing, and the self and the other really are the same thing. In his case, the lover and the enemy at some point were the same thing. He writes more about that relationship in his prose book called Memory for Forgetfulness, a memoir of the Beirut War in 1982, if you are curious to get more salacious details.